All right. All right. Nobody here yet. Give it a minute or two. Might be a couple minutes early. Jonas, how are you, buddy? You were the first one in today. It's weird. I see you in here, but it does not show. It doesn't show anybody here. So it must be like a phantom, a phantom thing. Carrie, there you are. How you doing, buddy? Glad to have you here. All right, so a couple of you here, and then Graham, what's up, buddy? How are you? So I am back using StreamYard. It worked fine today. I went in about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes for the stream, because when you set it up, you test your mic and your video. Mal, what is up, buddy? Appreciate your comment you just sent. Stefano, how are you? Let's get people getting in here quick. Checking in before heading to the gym, brother. Kurt, what's up, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Thank you, Carrie. Good to see you too, my friend. So yeah, I tried StreamYard. I wanted um, to do it here. I like it better. I can see the comments better. Robert, somebody just said congratulations. Oh, Paul. Paul, thank you. Yeah, it was. If you haven't seen my video, I just put it up. I think most of you have seen it. I was finally able to reacquire the full FTD vinyl collection. So I'm very, very pleased about that. I just did a video on it today. Robert, sell me Stay Away Joe. I think you can get it, Robert. I think you can get. You're going to pay a lot. That's the thing, man. If it's older than say 4 or 5 years old, Mal will tell you this. Graham will tell you this. Those that are in here. If it's older than say 4 years is like the cutoff. 4 or 5 years, they start going up there. Steve, how are you? Stefano, I'm doing good. I feel good. I went to the doctor for a physical last week or week before. Had my medicine updated, and I tell you what, man, I have felt like $1,000,000 since. So I'm feeling good, feel strong, and my health is getting a little bit better. I was dealing with some things and internally, and I'm doing much better. So I appreciate you asking. Um, Steve, if I didn't say hello to you, hello, sir. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, I had the opportunity. I had quietly been adding a lot of the FTDs over time, even before, like I think after I sold them, maybe I didn't buy any for a couple of months. I think come January, February, I had an opportunity to get King Creole. Joey, there you are, buddy. How are you, sir? Hope you're doing good. um, TCB since 73. Steve, how are you, my friend? Hope you're feeling better and getting stronger each day. But yeah, I had an opportunity to add King Creole. Got it for really a almost ridiculous price, meaning um, yeah, meaning that ridiculously good. Who has a doctor's? I missed that. Oh crap! No, no, go away, go away. Exit solo layout. Come on. Ah crap! I hit something. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Yamilith, how are you? Hope you're doing good. Let's see. Are you? I have a doctor's appointment. Carrie, I hope it goes well, buddy. Doctor bronchitis. Ooh, that's never fun. You know, I've only had bronchitis, I think, once my entire life, and it was not pretty. So I know what you're going through, Carrie. I hope you can get some antibiotics. That should kill it. That's what I had to do. So hopefully it works well for you. Jonas, you don't want to know my thoughts on that 70-20 Broncos demolish. It was embarrassing. And so embarrassing that I told my wife. My wife became a Broncos fan through me. But yeah, I told her I probably won't watch another game. Now, the fortunate thing is I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan, so it's from one extreme to the other. So um, yeah, Joe, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. But anyway, who was it that asked about Stay Away Joe? Um, you can get Stay Away Joe. It's actually on the Elvis Shop of London. He has some copies. but I want to say he's asking 175 pounds, which is kind of pricey when you factor in delivery or shipping charges. Um, I'm thinking that you're going to probably pay the neighborhood of about 220, maybe, which is a lot. But I'm telling you, man, it is a. Let me find it. So as you can see, these are all my FTDs now. Gotta love the pop-ups. Quit with the pop-ups when I'm on. Stay away, Joe. Come on, where are you? Stay away, Joe. Sorry, guys. Don't. Oh, here it is. I have these in order of release. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite covers. I love this cover. Oh, I love this cover. I think Elvis looks great in it. I think Ed, I watched the video Ed did, Ed from King's Court. He loves this album. He plays it all the time. So, yeah, that is actually a fantastic cover. Somebody said they wanted to talk about Elvis on stage. Talking about having fun on stage. Yeah, really. Yeah, FTD should do a. Somebody said FTD should do a having fun with Elvis on stage LP. Never happened. Yeah, Joey. Joey, I think you have that one, don't you? Don't you have stay away? Excuse me, stay away, Joe. I think you do. George, what is going on, guys? So if I'm sure all of you have heard, they announced 2 new FTDs. Technically, one's new. They're releasing a black vinyl edition from Elvis Presley Boulevard. I love the labels. I love that black label with the white scripting of RCA. So since I do have the 46 FTDs, I'm a completist, so I will be pre-ordering it probably on Friday. Yeah, Joey, I thought you had it. Yeah, I love them all. The only, I will honestly say, the only FTD release I'm not really huge on is, and this seems to be, you probably already know what I'm about to say, which one I'm about to say, and this seems to be a general consensus. I haven't found anybody really that I know of that loves this album, but it's one of those, to me, it's a dud. Is Too Much Monkey Business with the Felton Jarvis remixes. Just not a fan. I'll probably never put it on the turntable, but I just have it. Joey, they are re-releasing the His Hand in Mine session box set. Re-releasing it, Joey? Oh, you mean like a second pressing of it? Is that what you mean, Joe? I'm sure that's what you mean. Oh, this Paper Sleeve Japan. See that? So they're releasing that, and then they're releasing another. They're really getting full steam ahead with these, but they are releasing a 3 CD set called Elvis Summer 76 or 1976. Second pressing. Yeah, Joey, they've done that. They've done that on a few of the sessions. Joey, you don't have that set, do you, on CD? It's a nice set. I have of course the FTD album. I have the 2 CD set that came out like 2011 or 12. I think it came out before that. I think it came out like 2005 or 6. And then I have the session sets. Michael, how are you from the UK? Love it, love it. Appears you have lost George. Yeah, you know what's funny? George says appears you lost some weight. Yeah, I when I was dealing with this, I was having some stomach issues. I didn't know what it was. Not to get into too much detail. Some stomach issues. I had to like get checked out. Everything's good. But yeah, I was always around 215 pounds. And when they weighed me on the scale for my doctor's visit, I was 204. So yeah, you can see it in my face and my neck a little bit. But I am trying to hit the gym harder and get some of the weight back on. Let's see what the notes here. Yeah, Joey. Yeah, where is it pre-ordered? Is it on Elvis Shop or not Elvis Shop? Shop Elvis in Graceland, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's a nice set. I think that one's only, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 3 CDs. Might be 4. I don't know. I think it's 3. Yeah, so it's been a busy couple of weeks. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to myself. It seems with my girls back in school and my one daughter plays volleyball. Next year, my youngest daughter will be able to play JV volleyball. And she's like, can't wait. But yeah, then it's really going to get crazy. It's really going to hit the fan as far as busyness. In fact, I'm going to, after I do this, I got an errand to run. Then I got to pick up my girls early. And they were off for teacher and service day already. Schools, this is their fourth week, middle of their fourth week, and they already have teacher and service day, which I find humorous. I don't know why. Like, oh, you know what? They're going away. I'm like a little getaway thing for a couple of days and over the weekend. Bear Family, the pre-order Joey's referring to is available from Elvis. Oh, okay, Kurt. Um, yeah. So I know you can pre-order the new from Elvis Presley Boulevard. Kurt, I meant to ask you, are you gonna get the black vinyl edition? I am. Like I said, I'm a completist. If I didn't get it, then to me I wouldn't have the whole set. It kind of sucks. Um, I think it's like 49 pounds. So it's probably gonna be like $60 on Shop Elvis and all them. So I'll order it. I'll get it. Yeah, I think they pre-order. Yeah, and then there's a new three. Me and Joey were talking about this the other day. I think it was Joey. There's a 3-volume set called 1176 or 1170. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a book documenting with pictures of every Elvis performance that he ever did from July 31st, 1969 through June 26th, 1977. I will probably get it. Um, yeah, uh, Joey, it does. It has the German label, I believe. It's really cool with RC on the side. MTJ fan, how are you, buddy? Glad to see you here. RC on the side. Mal says Blue Hawaii. Has there been like an official announcement on that, Mal, as far as the Blue Hawaii set? And I'll get that too, because unfortunately, I think we all found. Unfortunately, the box set that came out in the summer did not feature the full sessions, which I found extremely disappointing. Graham says, Mark, man, this seems to be a polarizing discussion across the Elvis community. But just last week, I got to watch the 2005 Elvis TV miniseries. Right? Mars, you enjoyed it, Graham? I see. I've heard not good things about it. So, yeah, the actor who plays it, he also did, what was that show on? Was it Cinemax he did where he played King? He played a king. I can't remember what the show is called. One of you will probably think of it right away. But he starred in that. He's done a few movies here and there. He's not out there a whole lot, but I could see them picking him for Elvis. But I just heard last week somebody was talking about the different remakes, the Kurt Russell one, of course, the Elvis movie from last year, and they ripped the one with Myers in it. They said it was just poor. And this new Priscilla thing, don't even get me started on that. I know everybody has a different opinion. I have zero desire to watch it. To me, it's crap. It's going to just rip Elvis and put Priscilla in the spotlight. It also bugs me. I talked about this in my last live stream 2 weeks ago. Um, oh, thanks, thanks, Kurt. That's awesome. Yeah, the set's called 1124, not 1176. I was way off. I knew it was 11 something, but that's the number of shows that he performed during that time. Carrie, you know what? I've only seen parts of that film, and what I saw of it, I did like. I think I saw it right when it first came out because I think it was made for TV. I don't think it was in the theaters, if I remember right. Because I think it came out what 79. But Kurt Russell actually wore some of the jumpsuits. Graceland loaned it out to him to make the movie. I thought that was really cool. Whereas I thought I just found this out about a month ago, the Elvis film um, from last year, um, he didn't when he started in the movie, he didn't have they weren't the actual jumpsuits. I thought like again they were borrowed out. 79. Yep. Um, and no, they were like replicas, the jumpsuits he wore, but they look very much like the real thing. Wait, say it again. I think the Kurt Russell was on Blu-ray. Yeah, I think it is MTJ. Mark, but I just keep seeing myself off the commenting on the screen saying, who is that guy just stuck there? Oh, I don't know. I see all the comments really well. Joey says he saw the Kurt Russell and Don Johnson. I think I remember hearing something about Don Johnson, but yeah, there's been so many. I mean, hey, imitation is the biggest form of flattery, they say. You know what I mean? So I think it's great that they made these movies, some better than others. Yeah, but the Priscilla movie, I'll be honest with you, it makes me angry that they didn't include, like, the book was Elvis and me. And then they come out with this movie. I know that's probably a minute, trivial thing, but the fact that Elvis's name isn't in it at all kind of bugs the crap out of me for some reason. So yeah, I won't be wasting my money buying it. I'm gonna move this down a little bit. I'm an old guy. I can't. I'm sitting on the floor, but I'm an old guy, so I kind of wanted my background back. So not a great background. I want to get like an Elvis like neon light, but don't know how my wife will like that much. Didn't voice on Elvis. Wait, Joey says, "Hey, didn't voice on Elvis through Dodge." I don't know. I know Don Johnson actually released a single back in the '80s. I think it was called "Heartbeat," something like that. It was just a one and done thing. MTJ, I'm sure you've answered this 100 times. I haven't. But what is your favorite Elvis album? You all can ask me anything. You can discuss anything. I've said it before. The name of my channel, this is about you guys. If somebody was to point out and say, look, I want you to pick your favorite album, what is it? That's a tough one. I would probably say That's the Way It Is from 1970. Love the album. I love that it's studio tracks and there's some live tracks in there. I love the cover. I actually like the FTD LP album cover better. I think it's a better shot. I think just moments apart. It's an altered shot, but I love it. Then I would probably have to say probably Elvis Is Back. And then this one might shock you. I think number three is very close between Potluck, which many of you know that's one of my favorite albums, and then probably On Stage, February 1970. That's a fantastic album too. Leanne, yes, his gospel music is amazing. You know what? That reminds me. His Hand in Mine might be number 2 or 3. I forgot. I don't know why I wasn't thinking of that. That is my favorite gospel album by him. His vocals on this album, I did a video on this about 6 months ago. His vocals on that record, to me, are the best he ever did of any album he ever made. And I think it's because everyone knows gospel was Elvis's first love. He aspired to be a gospel singer. He knew about the Statesmen and the Imperials, and he was really, really big and loved and was always gravitated toward gospel. And a lot of his free time, either on the road, in the recording studio, that's documented. When he was at home in Graceland, when he was down in his racquetball club and he had the piano there, he would very often sing gospel. He loved it. Joey, I agree with you. It is pure joy. I just think, I don't know, man. I love that album. I really like and enjoy his He Touched Me, and I do like How Great Thou Art. But if you were to pick, if I was to rank them, it would be His Hand in Mine, He Touched Me, and then How Great Thou Art. A lot of people, How Great Thou Art is their favorite album, and it is good. It's great. But MTJ, I also love the Elvis album. One of the songs I like on it is Old Shep. It's a good song, but it's sad. I remember hearing it. The first time I heard it, I had the Separate Ways Camden album. And I think it's the last song on side 2. And I always thought it was so sad. His poor dog. But yeah, so I don't know. But I've said this multiple times. My favorite era is Elvis 1960 to 1962. I just think his voice was sheer perfection. Yeah, MTJ. Very sad indeed. Now I'm going to start. I swear I do this every time I'm talking, like if I'm downstairs working and I have a customer online, my voice goes down. It's like, I hate it. Jamie, how are you? First time I managed to catch a live stream. Hope all is good with you. Everything is good, Jamie. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you being here. I'm glad you could catch it. So happy to see all of you here. Good turnout. So yeah, hopefully, whoever misses it can catch the live stream later. But yeah, I like the interaction. That's why I love these. I've said this before. I enjoy doing these more than I do the videos for the most part. Sometimes, like I enjoyed doing today's video about completing the FTD set. So that was very exciting for me. Um, to finally, because I will tell you, it's funny, and I said this in the video. Initially, I did not regret it, and I had several people say, "Mark, I'm telling you, you're going to regret it, dude." I think I had some person even say, like, "Dude, what are you, stupid or something? Like, why would you?" And I was like, "I'm cool. I'm good with it. Everything's cool." And I was good for about 5 or 6 months, and then I started seeing other people saying, "Oh, I got the last LP I needed for the collection, and I'm two away, and I have one of them on the way, and then I'm looking to get the other one, and within a few weeks I'll have the whole collection." Then it kind of those pangs of regret started hit me pretty hard. So yeah. Grant, Mark, I have just discovered a newfound love of Elvis for the millionth and the last time. That's the only time you're ever going to hear me saying. Yeah, Graham, I love that whole album. And it's funny because of the three non-soundtrack albums that he did in the early 60s, Elvis is Back, Something for Everybody, and Potluck. Potluck is at the bottom for almost everybody I talk to. I love that album. I love how it starts with Kiss Me Quick. And I don't know. It's just for me, and it's a very ballady album. It's mostly ballads. There's not too many fast songs on it. Um, but there's just something about that record. I remember the first time I had ever heard it. This may shock you. When I was in Memphis, the one and only time I went to Graceland, um, the day before I left to come home, I got the CD of Potluck. I think I paid like $10 for it. It's just a regular standard uh, CD, and I listened to it on the plane ride home, and I loved it right from the get go. Suspicion, yeah, Stefano. Suspicion. Like I said, it's just loaded. My favorite song on the album is Fountain of Love. I don't know what it is about that song. I just absolutely adore it. But the whole album, yeah, the whole album is stellar from start to finish. Except for it's weird how they put Stepping Out of Line on it. It doesn't seem to quite fit with the record, and I think that's a lot of people's idea of it. It just doesn't fit. But overall, man, I just love it. And what's also funny, of the three albums that Elvis recorded for these sessions in 1970, so you had That's the Way It Is, Elvis Country, and Love Letters. Love Letters is at the bottom for most people. I absolutely love that album. I've loved it for a long time. I think it's a great album. But oh Mal, no, hopefully not. Can the rest of you see me okay? I got a super clear picture, and all your comments are coming in normal. Mal, hopefully it's just a brief connection issue. Can you all see me okay? Because my picture is clear as a bell. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Somebody can comment, let me know if you guys nice and clear. Okay, thanks, George. Just wanted to be sure. Yeah, Mal, hopefully it's just a connectivity thing. All clear in Australia here. Yeah, Graham, you are far away. So if you can see me good, that's good. Mal, hopefully it gets clearer for you and you can see this better. So yeah, and apparently there was, thank you, Joey. Thanks for confirming. Joey, I wanted to ask you, did you get that 45 that you told me about, from Don Robertson Estate that was on eBay? Mine just came today. Didn't know if you got yours yet, if you played it, how it sounds. It said that it was, so evidently, and I'm going to do a video on it either today or tomorrow. Joey brought this to my attention. Good, Mal. I'm glad everything is good. Thank you, buddy. Stefano, yes, Heart of Rome. I love that song. Love it, love it, love it. Probably my favorite song on the album. I love Heart of Rome. Sorry, I got a little excited there. But anyway, Joey had oh wow, you got a couple of days ago. Mine arrived today. It was stuck in California up until like Monday. I kept tracking it. But anyway, Joey let me know. He said, "Hey Mark, there's a guy on eBay selling it was a part of Don Robertson's collection. He co-wrote or did write actually, There's Always Me. And he had all the promo copies in a box that went untouched for, almost 60 years. And I don't know if it was an estate sale or they were going through his things, but they found this box of all these. I think it was, Joey, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was 36 copies in a picture sleeve. And it was the white promo label, all mint, never played, never been removed from the sleeve, brand spanking new. And I don't know if they all sold out. They were selling like hotcakes. And Joey bought one. I bought one. MTJ. She's an Elvis move all of a sudden. Good, Joe. I'm glad it sounds beautiful. Like it sounds like it's brand new, Joey, I'm assuming. But it was described, it was a high rated seller, 60. There was 60 copies. I don't know where I got 36 from. But anyway, yeah, if you go to YouTube and if you type in, I don't know how you would even find it. 4 left. Wow, there was 60. Now there's 4 left. But it is a promo copy. In fact, hold on. I want to show you. I want to step away for a second. I want to show you. Mine just arrived today. All right. So, yep. Here we go. It literally came probably 15 minutes before this stream came on. See if I missed anything. Carrie, you're out of here. Have a good one, buddy. I hope you do well with your everything goes well with your appointment. Yeah, I was going to do a seal to reveal on this, but what the heck? I'll do it live. Packaged very well. Wow. So, MTJ. There's several really good ones, and everybody else can. So, MTJ fan says, I want to get an album from his 70s days. What's one that y'all would recommend? Well, as I mentioned, that's the way it is. On Stage, February 1970 is great. Promised Land is a personal favorite of mine. I absolutely love that album. Those sessions produced. I don't know. I guess I didn't get it. You know what? I bet it's in another box. This is another 45 that I had ordered. It's a different one. I'll show you. I love 80s. I'm an 80s kid. Got a mint Duran Duran. Is there something I should know? Capitol Records. Never played. Okay, well, I guess I will be doing it. I was going to show it to you. They might have put it because I got 2 other ones that came in a large box. So maybe they packaged it in there. But Joey says, you won't believe how great this single is. Almost 60 years old. Yeah, 19. I think this single was from 64. I want to say 65. But yeah, it's got the picture sleeve and it's got an orange-white promo, not for sale. And those 60 copies. Thanks, Joey, for pointing that out and correcting me on that. I don't know where I got 36, but yeah, it was in Don Robertson's personal collection. They found it and they're selling it on eBay. And when I bought mine, there was still about 24, maybe 30 copies left. And now Joey says they're down to 4. Graham, Mark, did you see MRS just released 3 new CDs covering Elvis's live 56 man stuff? Man, I've really started to enjoy the 56, 57 stuff after a long time. No, I didn't see that. I tell you what, man, MRS is releasing stuff like they're worse than anymore. I think they're worse than FTD. Like they are releasing crap. Like you can't even catch your breath. I think it was Kurt, if he's still in here. We were talking about it the other day because I chat with a lot of you on the side. Ed from King's Court a little bit, Kurt, and of course Joey. But Christopher Odell says, "Hey Chris, by the way, I hope you're doing well. Another Elvis Today is another great 70s." Yes, I agree. The 2 albums I'm not real keen on, and forgive me if any of you all think I'm nuts. I'm not huge on Good Times. I'm not huge on Raised on Rock. Raised on Rock I like a little bit more. Good Times is actually one of my, not a favorite of mine, as neither is from Elvis Presley Boulevard. I just think that album it came in such a time of Elvis's life where I think he was really down emotionally and physically. It just, to me, it's not his best stuff. It's very sad, but I like Moody Blue. Moody Blue is really, for that to be Elvis's last album, I mean, he hit it out of the park. MTJ, we were going through my late great grandmother's stuff and we found the original Elvis Presley album from the 50s that still plays. Wow. Yeah, let me see. Elvis Country or Promised Land for first 70s album. Yeah, man, Steve, you are spot on. Elvis Country is spectacular. Promised Land. It's weird because he recorded Promised Land, Good Times, and Raised on Rock for old time's sake, whatever you want to call title the album. I always call it Raised on Rock. Promised Land to me is head and shoulders above those other two. That's just my opinion. I know everybody likes something different. Yeah, if you guys follow Johnny, his channel, I can never remember. Is it Jackson? I can never remember the name of his. Yeah, Johnny's a real good friend of mine. We talk all the time. We're actually going to be doing a live stream together soon too. But Jackson, I can't remember the name of his channel, but he actually bought one, almost a mint copy, and paid like $7 for it. And that later that day, and I reached out to him to show him. There was a copy, same condition. I don't know if it was even as nice as the one that Johnny had on his, and it was they were asking $950 for it. Promised Land is probably my all-around favorite for Elvis's vocals and the songs. Yeah, Promised Land is just, Promised Land to me was Elvis's one true country album. And you may say, like, really? Country? That album actually charted higher on the country music charts for Elvis than it did the regular, like, top 40. It charted very high for Elvis, and it was considered like a true country album. To me, it is a country album. It has that twang, that feel, just that vibe. It's just a really, really awesome album. One of my favorites. Graham, thank you. You guys got to keep me straight. The mine's the first thing to go. Prince, Elvis, Jackson. Yes, I don't know why I could not think of it. I know it's, Elvis Presley, Michael Jackson, and Prince, but I can never, shame on me, because Johnny's a good friend. We talk often, and as I do Joey and Kurt and Ed. And that's the cool thing about it. And that's how I was able to get these last remaining FTDs through a good friend who will remain nameless. He had reached out to me, and I wasn't expecting. It was completely unexpected. He said, "Hey, I have these FTDs. I know you need them. Let's come up with a deal." And we did. And I was very happy. He was happy. So, Leanne, I like Never Been to Spain. I love that song. I love it from the Madison Square Garden shows. And he didn't keep it in his repertoire very long. He didn't keep that song on a set list, mostly in 1972. Some of his Vegas engagements, he had it. Joey says one of my two favorites are Help Me and Mr. Songman. Mr. Songman, that one, and what's the song after It's Midnight? Trying to think. Let's see. Let's just pull out the album, Joey. I can't find it, but it's the song after It's Midnight. I really like that song. The whole album is just superb. Georgian, hopefully Jorgen. I hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, you were correct on that. Jamie, We Can Make the Morning, the opening guitar riff and Elvis's vocal on that song are very underrated, in my opinion. Yeah, I tell you what, man, there's very few songs, in my opinion, that Elvis ever did as far as non-soundtrack. That he had some stinkers for some of the soundtracks. We all knew that. But his non-soundtrack stuff, it's very difficult to find anything that is not top-notch. Um, so, but anyway, I was going to tell you all there was a leak, somehow a press release that not a press release that never was. It got leaked about a new. It's not called Elvis on Tour, um, but there's a new FTD box set. Your Love's been a long time coming. Yeah, that's it, Joey. I love that song. Your Love's been a long time. Yeah, I the vocals on that are just superb. Oh, you know, want to see what's funny, guys? I get pop-ups, alerts for for um, uh, not YouTube, eBay, and one literally just popped up, and I did a video on this for what it sold for, but also what it's selling for. It's been on eBay for probably 6 weeks, but I just got an alert pop up and said, "Buy it now! Elvis is back, FTD vinyl, only $1,299." Yeah, right. This is random, but I wanted to mention I never knew. The Impossible Dream was in the set list originally for the Aloha concert, and then it was removed. Can you imagine if Elvis had done this in Aloha? Oh man, I love The Impossible Dream. Love it. And I think he did it for the Madison Square Garden shows. I think he did it. I know he did it in two of them. I know he did it, of course, for the evening show on June 10th that was released. And I think he did it. I think he did it on the final day on June 11th, the Sunday matinee. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did it then. I think it is an epic song. So I agree with you. I can't imagine why they would remove that song. Maybe it was just for time purposes. I don't know, but from what I saw, the 72 FTD set will only. Yeah, Steve. Apparently, I think the Buffalo rehearsals or the Buffalo show. I don't know. That's the only thing that's going to be new. That's going to be featured on the FTD set. But I'm looking forward to the books. If it's the two books, the two big coffee table books, I'll be thrilled with it. I'm already saving my pennies. I cannot wait to get it. What did I miss here? MTJ says it's just too iconic not to have. Are you referring MTJ? Are you referring to the which one are you referring to? Joey, it's these comments are coming in fast and furious. Oh, okay, here we go. It's definitely a great song that stands out on the Now album. Steve says the 3 new MRS CDs are reissues of older sets. They're calling it MRS Camden's. Yeah. And I think the thing with MRS that sort of bugs me is they're releasing a lot of stuff that has been released on FTD already. You know what I mean? And some of the stuff they like added like a stereo, almost like that stereophonic thing they did before stereo came out on Elvis's records. I mean, it sounds better to give it that stereo effect. But it's mostly like soundboards, but they're adding stereo effect to it to kind of clean it up a little bit. So, oh, MTJ, the Aloha from Hawaii. Thank you. Speaking of which, I'm not proud of myself. I said I wouldn't do it. Famous last words. I first bought the CD set. I wasn't going to get that. No, I take that back. I first bought the vinyl set. I bought the 2 vinyl set. And I had to have it. They say it's the same mix as the one that came out on the Legacy set in like 2012 or 13. And then I said I wasn't going to get the CD set 'cause I got the FTD set last year, but I heard mixed reviews on it. Richard Kraft, who has a show, has a YouTube channel. He ripped it. He said, "Don't waste your money on it. If you buy it, you're crazy." Essentially, he regretted getting it. For the most part, with the exception of like 1 or 2 people, everybody says all it is it's like they took it from the DVD and cleaned it up a little bit, but then it's very hard to get. Um, it's very hard to clean it up and bring it to like a higher level than Blu-ray. Like even on Blu-ray, it looks about the same. But then I heard that the audio was better and the rehearsal show was remixed where it wasn't on the FTD set. So about 2 Saturdays ago, somebody reached out and let me know that Amazon had it for sale that day, and I went and I bought it. So I got both of them. I haven't listened to it yet. Shocker. Jamie Fisher, what's your favorite song you wish Elvis did live in concert more? Um, Stefano says he touched me. Joey says I'm guilty as well, brother. Joe, we're suckers, man, but we're nice suckers. We have the best. We have good intentions. It's just it's a money pit. Wish what song live I wish he did more. You know what song I always loved, and he did this live a crap load of times, probably from '72 on. I always loved "Funny How Time Slips Away," and he would always time it. It was always one of the last songs, last two or three songs of his concerts. I always love like I gotta go now, and then you hear the crowd like flipping out. Um, I just always love that song, always have. Um, I think that's one reason. Like I've said this before, my favorite concert that he did was the afternoon show, the afternoon in the Garden. He produced many great songs in this Festic album. Just a pity they didn't have more material to fill up the album. Um, just had to use the '74 live cuts. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Leigh. Yeah, you and I seem to be on the same page. I just love how funny how time slips away. Graham, you know what? Snowbird is actually my favorite song on the Elvis Country album. And it starts the album off. I love the heck out of that song. Wait, hold on, I missed Joey's comments. I just bought the book off Amazon called "Sons: The Birth of Rock and Roll" by Peter Grelinek. I think that's who wrote the Unmaking, trained it to Memphis, and the Unmaking of Elvis Presley, the two books, which are fabulous, by the way. Let's see. Amazon for $33. Now I'm gonna have to get it. Oh crap! I hit something. Ooh, thought I lost you. I hit something, and you guys all went away. MTJ. You know what's funny? Is I'm surprised with all the shows he did in Vegas at the Hilton International, then Hilton. Surprised he didn't do Viva Las Vegas. I do know, though, I know for an absolute certainty, absolute fact, that on one of the shows, it might have been Ed from King's Court brought this up, that maybe that somebody in the crowd did. He was taking, or maybe I read it. He started taking more requests from the audience late in his later years, 75, 76, 77. And while he was in at the Hilton, somebody yelled out "Viva Las Vegas," and Elvis kind of made a joke about it, and then went back to his set list. But yeah, I'm really with all the shows. I mean, he did more shows at the Hilton than he did anywhere else, obviously, because of the difference. I think he did like 11 seasons total, maybe more. I'm just surprised he never did Viva Las Vegas. Even if he did like a sampling of it, because sometimes he would just kind of go off script and he would like sing like bars from a song. Some of the FTDs that I've collected, the soundboards, he does that. There was one I was listening to the other day. I'm trying to think which FTD CD it was, but he was I think he was doing band introductions, and like out of the blue, he busted into "What a Friend We Have in Jesus." It was the coolest thing, and he sang just the chorus, and then he went back to talking. I was like the band kind of kicked in with him a few bars. Good call, man. Would have been that ripped that to shred. Mal Scotty from UK just done his part one of his US original vinyls. Can't wait to. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I love Scotty's channel. I was actually watching. I've been kind of binge watching his last couple, some of his older videos. He does a tremendous job. What's so great about Scotty is not only is he a nice guy, but when he first started out, like maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, he if you go back to the very beginning, he shows like a couple FTD. He shows like I think it's like second or third video was Blue Hawaii, the FTD of Blue Hawaii, and I think he did Standing Room Only, but he wouldn't show his face. He would just like show the album on like his mattress on his bed, and he'd like go through it, and he'd be talking. You could hear him talking, and then finally showed his face. And I remember him saying, "Yeah, it's the first time you've ever seen me," and to see how his channel has grown is just tremendous. Yeah, Scotty's one of my favorite channels. He's just a good guy. How sensational is the Aloha version of Big Hunk of Love? I love it, Graham. It's freaking awesome. Big Hunk of Love is one of my all-time favorite songs by him. I love the live version. It's also really good. In January and February, uh, RCA recorded, not all of them, they recorded parts of his shows at the Hilton, with the idea of putting together, similar to That's the Way It Is, putting out Standing Room Only, and out the album that never was. And they believe it would have been live tracks with studio tracks. That was pretty much what they thought. They gave it a catalog number, the whole 9 yards. And then because you had How Great Thou Art, Now, and what I think killed it was when they decided to release the Madison Square Garden album. They felt there was too much product, I think, on the market, so they scrapped the Standing Room Only. In fact, the movie was going to be called that, and then the powers that be changed it to Elvis on Tour. Thank you, Curtis. I am very, very thrilled to have completed my FTD LPs. Very, very happy. Steve says would have liked to see to have a live 70s So Close Yet So Far from Paradise. Yeah, you know what? I think Elvis was so over the movies. I don't think he wanted to revisit those songs. I think that's a big part of why he didn't do them live. I mean, other than Can't Help Falling in Love, what about Bossa Nova Baby? How cool would that have been live? So come on with the stupid. I hate the pop-ups. It's so annoying. But yeah, I think that's a big reason why he didn't do them. I just can't help believing. Yeah, MTJ, I'm the same way. That's the way it is. It's just such a stellar album. Stranger in the Crowd. It's just such a great album. Rip it, patch it up. All good stuff. Curtis, you're right. Curtis says he did Return to Cinderlight. Yeah, I think he did it once. I actually heard it about 3 or 4 months ago. I never knew he did it. And George, I am too. I am huge on his soundtracks. Even the ones that don't get the love, I enjoy some of them. I've always said this. I've said this before. It's worth mentioning again that even the soundtracks that are considered one of his better ones, every single soundtrack, even though there's some duds on them, there's always some highlights, some very, very cool songs. Harem Scarum, for an example. I like Harem Scarum. I also really like Paradise Hawaiian Style. The two, I think the two albums, if you were to say pick your bottom three, for me, they would have to be, and this will be a fun topic. Jamie was saying that's a great point. I think he wanted to leave most of his music behind him, but it would have been good to hear. It would have been. It definitely would have. So yeah, we're going to do something fun. Interactive, that's what this is all about. So I'm your host. No, I'll pick three. I want to pick my three bottom. We always talk about the great things. I want to pick my three. What are your three bottom soundtracks? Mine would be in no particular order. Yeah, I'll do it in order. I would say my bottom three are Double Trouble, Clam Bake, Frankie and Johnny. Go. You guys are on. Harem Scarum, Paradise Hawaiian Style, huge favorite. I love them both, man. How the Web Was Woven is just gorgeous. I agree, Graham. Like I said, you'll never. That's going to go down as my favorite album of all time. I own a number of copies of it. So yeah, I want to hear what your bottom three are, guys and gals. See how many of you think I'm crazy. See how many of you agree with me. I bet you most of you will say Frankie and Johnny. A friend of mine I was talking to yesterday. He said that's just a brutal movie to watch. Clam Bake, Double Trouble, Easy. Oh, Curtis, you had two of the three of mine. Clam Bake, Double Trouble, Easy Come, Easy Go. Yeah. MTJ says, I think Frankie and Johnny is underrated. Well, I mean, to each his own. That's my thing. That's what makes the world go around. That's what makes this fun, because everybody has a different opinion. That's what's cool. Joey, Double Trouble, Harem Scarum. So Joey had two of my three. Yeah, I don't know why. I think Paul, there he is. How are you, buddy? Paul, I have been on for 49 minutes and 34 seconds. Curtis says, I like Frankie and Johnny. And again, here's the thing. There are some highlights on Frankie and Johnny. There really are. Um, Now, yeah, Petunia the Gardener's Daughter. I think that's brutal. But yeah, there's definitely some good songs. There's definitely some high points on it. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. I don't know how to get that off. Hi, Hugh. How are you? Thank you. I appreciate that, Hugh. I'm very pleased to finally, almost a year. It'll be in like 2 weeks. It'll be a year. It was like mid-October that I started selling off my FTDs last year. I sold like 2/3 of them. So almost a year later, I got them all back. How do I get rid of? Yeah, somebody was saying, how do you get rid of? Oh, here we go. Remove. I am back. Can you guys see me now? Curtis, can you guys see me? Give me an affirmative. All right. Well, at least I got rid of. Can you guys see me now? Okay, cool. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, no. So I hit on the banner that Joey's comment was on, and it said remove from stage. I hit that. I removed, but then on the upper right corner, it had a thing where I could remove the comment. But all I had to do was just jump back in. Good. Thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Leanne. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Mal. Glad I'm back. Yeah, I thought I lost it. I was afraid that I'd leave because what I had to do was like exit the studio and then rejoin. So I'm glad it picked up where we were. Yeah, I'm back. Mark's comeback special. I always say Steve should have been a comedian. He's a funny guy, great person, but he's funny. Yeah, Mark's comeback special. You guys are funny. Um, so hot take. MTJ says I didn't think King Creole soundtrack was his best. You know that's funny. I read that wrong. I thought you said you thought it was his best. King Creole is definitely a top five soundtrack for me. I love it. I think he's raw in it. To me, as he was really coming into his voice, uh, because if you listen to him, I think by 1957 he was really starting to like almost grow into his voice. 55, 56, he was kind of raw. 54, 55, 56, his voice was, just developing. But man, by 57, especially 58 when he did King Creole and had finished up Jailhouse Rock, man, just stellar, 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 stellar voice. Um, I just thought he was just off the charts. Um, I like the soundtrack. It's actually I think it's a very, like I said, it's very raw, and I think that's why I like Loving You also from 57. Love Got a Lot of Living to Do. Graham says Kid Galahad and Girl Happy are my favorites. I would tell you Girl Happy is a top five for me as well, Graham. I think it's a fun album. It's very appropriate for the time it was made, but it's just okay. So okay, yeah, we're talking about bottom. So Stefano says Clam Bake, King Creole, and Viva Las Vegas are your least favorites, Stefano. See, I really enjoyed Viva Las Vegas. Or are we talking about how great his voice was? Maybe we switched topics when I was out. Blue Hawaii, Fun in Acapulco. He did. I think Elvis's voice around that time was fantastic. Hugh says Kid Galahad would have been a better film without the songs, even though the songs are good. Yeah, I mean EP stuff. Just an EP, no album. MTJ. Oh, he says nothing beats Viva Las Vegas. I thought you were saying that was one of your bottom movies. I'm like, man, what a great film. Yeah, I actually own that on Blu-ray. I'm hoping soon, hopefully in 2024, they release it on 4K. We got Blue Hawaii. They need to really come out with a 4K version of Viva Las Vegas. I think it would be epic. Good stuff. So, are you guys like me? Are you guys like exhausted from all this stuff coming out from FTD and MRS? I stopped buying the MRS. If we're being honest, I don't know. A lot of it seemed repetitious to me, and I don't know. Curtis, man, I'm telling you, Curtis bought Devil in Disguise, the FTD session set. It's one of my favorite session set. It's a shame that that was never released as an actual album, as it was intended to be released in 1964. Another album that was scrapped. We don't know what that album title was going to be. Maybe it would have been Memphis, Tennessee, like it was on FTD. I don't know for sure, but I love the songs off that album. Steve, exactly. Oh, you mean, okay, Steve's saying, I thought you meant for the Memphis, Tennessee sessions. Yeah, RCA. But what's weird is, Steve, and maybe you're well versed on everything Elvis. Maybe you could answer this question. There's enough song. They had enough songs for an album. Why did they not release a full length album? So, and then the FTD version that came out has the full album as it was meant to be. Hugh, I would bet on a Viva Las Vegas 4K next year. I agree with you. It would be perfect on 4K. So colorful. Joey says I would agree. I am as well. As far as being exhausted, yeah, I have. With getting these last few FTDs, like I said, I paid a fraction of what they would have gone for on either Discogs, eBay. This friend of mine, like I said, he's the one who had reached out to me, and he actually told me to make him an offer, and then I couldn't pass it up. So, like I said, I haven't said a whole lot on my channel. I've been quietly collecting more of the FTDs, and I was able to complete it. So very, very happy about that. I actually love I love the Viva Las Vegas soundtrack. I think it's really, really good stuff. Yeah, Mal, you are correct on that. It has been a very expensive couple of months. So then like I said, we're talking for those who you probably already know. We have the black vinyl and black German label release. I think it's the German label release from Elvis Presley Boulevard. It was rumored to be coming out. It is true. It's on pre-order. I think Elvis Shop of London has it pre-order. I think maybe the Bear Family site has it. Then they're releasing a 3 CD set called Summer 1976. And then I think a box set for the Elvis on Tour, but it's not called Elvis on Tour, I think for copyright reasons. There were so many albums to be released in 64 with Anna Maria's songs. Would have been a bone of contention. I think those were primary reasons. Good to know, Hugh. I didn't know that. That actually makes sense. So Hugh says because Anne Margaret sang on a few of the songs, there might have been, something with Colonel Parker. Who knows, man? He could be a tool. You know what I mean? Jamie says I've been priced out of collecting the FTDs. I'm just buying original Elvis albums and either another artist from the 60s and 70s. Yeah, Jamie. I was late to the show. I started collecting Elvis vinyl in 2008, I believe. I bought my first few FTDs that summer. So, and this is technically twice I've gotten the full set because before I started selling last year, I had them all but one. The only one that I needed was Jailhouse Rock Volume 1. That was the only one I did not have. And there was a gentleman who was a friend of, if I can see if I get this right, was a friend of somebody who follows me on my channel. And I did a video and they said, well, this gentleman that I watch on YouTube, he needs these particular, and at the time I think I needed 4 or 5. So this guy reached out to me one day on a Saturday out of the blue. He said, "Hey, I'm such and such, and my friend follows you on YouTube, and I hear you need these FTDs. I have them." And he was selling them to me at a really really reasonable price. And I bought, I think, three of them. I think I bought a Hot August Night, um, Good Times, the Outtakes, and there's a called the Good Times. I think it's Good Times, the Outtakes, and then there was another one I got from them. And then the last one I needed was Jailhouse Rock Volume One, and I bought them. I actually sent them the payment, and then I decided to sell it. All right, Joey. Yes, I will be in touch with you, Joey. Probably later this afternoon or this evening. I'll reach out. Have a good one, my friend. Stay safe. He says basically anything that took money away from Elvis and Parker was avoided. I agree. I agree. Um, but yeah, I had that was the last one I needed to complete the collection, and then I made the ill-fated decision to sell off the majority of my FTDs. I ended up keeping, I think, out of at the time there was 42 of them that were out when I sold them last October, 41 or 42. And I ended up keeping like 16, I believe, 15 or 16. And then in the months followed, I kind of filled it in here and there, and then I finally completed it. So I'm really, really happy about that. Graham says, Mark, do you think the Colonel sabotaged Elvis, continued to either associate with Steve Bitter? Ah, here's the thing. I've said this before. I think Tom Parker was, or of course that wasn't his name, the Colonel. He went by another name, but I think he was a fantastic marketing person. He knew how to market Elvis. He was great at that. There was nobody better that could have represented him. But he was also, to me, a thief because he took almost half of what Elvis made, and he made a lot of dumb decisions that I think could have really benefited Elvis even more if that's even possible. Steve says, I will not complete FTD vinyls. That would mean buying too much monkey business. Yeah. I have it obviously to complete the collection, but it'll probably remain sealed because I have no desire to listen to it. I have the CD from FTD2. Nope. There he is. Ed, how are you, bud? Hope you are doing good. Ed's a good guy. Um, Colonel didn't want Elvis to associate with anybody that took over his influence. But Elvis wasn't always prone to reaching out to collaborate on his own rate either. No, that's the thing. I think the Colonel kind of set everything up so Elvis didn't have to worry about it. And I don't know. Steve Bender has said before that he hoped to work with Elvis after 60, but never heard from him again. I'm sure Steve knows the Colonel's the reason for that. Yeah, I had heard that, Jamie. I had heard that after Steve Bender worked with Elvis, he never actually saw him again. Not alone never talked to him or collected, like never saw him after that ever. So yeah, it is a shame. If you all haven't watched the new special that they did, I was actually going to do a review on it, but I don't know if I'm going to now. But it came out August. I think it started streaming on Paramount Plus. I think on August 15th, and I think August 16th overseas. The 60, the name of the special leaves me at the moment, but I loved it. In fact, I want to watch it again. I watched it with great interest, and I was like sucked into the screen. I thought it was so well done. Um, just seeing Ed's comment. Ed actually went. A friend of mine too, another friend in the Oz community. They actually went to the theater. It had like one or two showings. It was on a Sunday, I do believe, and he had seen it. Reinventing Elvis. Thank you, Hugh. I knew somebody would set me straight. Reinventing Elvis, the '68 special. I think is the actual like full title, but I thought it was spectacular. I think I was more surprised how much I really liked it. I kind of went in. Uh, Pessimistic is a little too strong of a word. I wasn't pessimistic. I thought it'd be okay. Like, yeah, it's enjoyable, but yeah, I hope it comes out on physical media because I plan on buying it. I thought it was really, really well done. Um, just the shots were so cleaned up and vivid. And the colors are great. It was really cool hearing how you know, how Elvis interacted with Bender and the females, like when he did Memories. And I didn't never knew until that special that the two girls on either side of him when he's sitting on the edge of the stage that they were sisters. So I learned something new with that. Um, Ed says he probably wishes he didn't do the Star Wars special. Yeah, it was brutal. Well, Paul, what's funny is, and you got a new shirt coming, Ed. Looking forward to it, man. Um, Paul says maybe Elvis should have stayed in touch with people a lot more, Scotty Moore, etc. Here's the thing: when Elvis decided to return to live performances, of course, Scotty Moore and DJ Fontana they played with Elvis in in the round, like when he did the stage portion of the '60 special for NBC. And Elvis did reach out to them, to all his original musicians, and wanted them to be his touring band. And Scotty Moore, I think, didn't want to commit to it because he was doing a lot of sessions work and getting paid very well. And I think he said he'd actually get paid more than if he traveled with Elvis. And DJ Fontana, just for whatever reason, wasn't interested. And when Ronnie Tutt um, auditioned, he really didn't think he would have a shot. And Elvis just loved what he heard. He loved the energy. And he said, I remember they talked to Elvis and he said how, like, when he was moving, Ronnie Tutt would be playing, but would be following Elvis's movements. So it's like he knew what Elvis was thinking before it happened, and Elvis knew what Ronnie was thinking. And he said, that's him. That's the guy I want. And other than a few shows, Ronnie Tutt was with him the whole time. Just reading some of these notes. I thought Doug Henning was better looking. Doug Henning? Who's Doug Henning? Why is that not clicking? Eddie, I'm trying to think who. Only Doug. I knew Doug Heffernan from King of Queens. Ah, and that happened to Mel, I think. Yeah, Mal, I heard that today. Mal says I believe Target in the U.S. is dropping hard media sales. They are. It was just announced either this morning or yesterday that they are discontinuing um, physical media. No more 4Ks, no more Blu-rays, no more DVDs. I think that's a shame, but I guess it wasn't productive. They weren't selling as much. They're going to stick with just books and vinyl records, which vinyl is huge. Jamie, you can tell Ronnie and Elvis had great chemistry, complemented each other so well. And that's what Elvis loved from the get go. He sensed it, he experienced it, he knew it was. And, he wanted Ronnie, and he didn't want anybody else. And yeah, it's sad. They were saying it started out with them slowly decreasing their Blu-ray and physical media. So now, they're saying, which I hope not, but they're saying Best Buy's following the same path. They're going to get rid of. They'll still keep selling their vinyl stuff, but they're going to slowly weed out. I don't know how true that is, but they're going to slowly weed out Blu-rays and 4Ks, which is a shame because I love 4Ks. I don't even buy Blu-rays anymore. Everything I get is pretty much 4K because I have a pretty nice, actually a top of the line 4K Panasonic player and my OLED TV. So I really don't get even Blu-ray anymore. On occasion I will. I can't say never, but mostly what I get is anything on 4K. Um, but I do. I hope they release this Elvis special from Paramount, and you can get it. It would probably sell well, I would imagine. Yeah, MTJ, that's the thing. I was actually talking to somebody. It might have been my stream I did week before last, and somebody had made that comment that, you know, even with CDs and the prices of some of those, and CDs are cheap, which is ironic because CDs killed vinyl, cassettes and CDs killed vinyl by like 1983, 1984, and now it's reversed. And you can buy anything. Well, the FTDs, for example, look for the FTD standing room only and see how much the CD set is, and then try to get the vinyl. It's like 5 times more money. Paul, lots of the HMV music stores here in the UK are closing down. It's all online now. Um, Mal says, "Oh, he got Spin Out on Blu-ray." Ed. Ed's in rare form. He cracks me up. I have so much crap I can't even listen to it all, even if I spent all my time trying. Ed, I tell you what, brother, you have just conveyed exactly how I feel. I was I was actually working downstairs in my office. And I was between calls with my clients. I was waiting for another call from one, and I was looking online and looking at a couple things. Not really buying, but looking. I'm like, why do I buy this stuff? Because half the time it just sits for like 2 months before I can even get a chance to listen to it. But Paul, I think you are right. I actually read somewhere probably about maybe 6 months ago that within a couple of years there'll be like no, which is a real shame. There'll be no like brick and mortar buildings anymore. Everything is going to be online, and frankly, I haven't bought in store for my wife or my girls, with the exception of our girls' stocking stuffers. It's tradition. Me and my wife go right around Thanksgiving, and we go to a place called Five Below. Um, and we get a lot of their stocking stuffers and goodies there. But other than that, we buy everything online. I've bought online for years. I hate going to the mall because people are insane. Nobody can drive in the parking lots. You park 18 miles away in the freezing cold, and then the malls are packed. I don't like a lot of people. Not. I feel like I'm like a freaking sardine. There's more Blu-ray DVDs being released now than ever before. Even the sales are down. There's a lot of boutiques. Yeah, I agree. Hugh, Double Troubles do. Wow. Now, next on the list. FTJ says, I love Five Below. I do too. I love Five Below. They got good, like, it's not crap. It's good stuff for a really good price. Ed, I have stuff from years, decades ago that I still haven't been open to watch, to listen to yet. Yeah, we talked about that, you and I, about a week ago, how, and I'm the same way. The majority of your FTD albums are still sealed. And I will probably keep a number of them sealed. I'll listen to, I've opened some, I've listened to several. But like my Blue Hawaii, I'm not going to open that. I have so many versions of it. I have the FTD2 CD set from 2009. I have multiple, copies of it on vinyl. Curtis, I've been watching Buck Rogers. I'm glad it looks great, Curtis. I bet it does, especially on your player, on your Blu-ray player. Graham, you know what, Mark? The only thing, let me turn this down some. The glare. You know what, Mark? The only thing that I ever got disappointed with Elvis was he never let Duke Bardwell play bass solo on Polk Sound 1974. He kept deferring to James Burton. Wow, I did not know that, actually. I like them all, even though I don't go there very often. Unfortunately, the one near me probably doesn't have many years left. I don't know, man. My youngest and even my older daughter, they're always like, "Dad, can you take me to the mall?" And like my wife will give me that look, like, "Yeah, there's no way your poor dad's gonna take you guys to the mall." Like our mall here, it's probably about maybe 6-7 miles away. It's not far from here, um, but it is, and it's built up. If you look at the size of it when it opened, I think in 1978, I believe, and look at it now, it's like literally 20 times bigger than what it was. And it was big when it first opened. It's almost like a city. It's massive. It's called Christiana Mall. It's in Christiana, Delaware, and it is massive. They've added on through the years multiple times. Then they went across the road, across the highway. That area to get into the mall was it was all land, like just dirt and grass. And they built huge malls, Best Buy, shops. There's all kind of eateries. It's nice, but it's just the crowds. Let's see. I got a 4K disc player. Yeah, man, Curtis, 4K, man, it is the way to go. Malls haven't been the same since Tiffany and Ted Gibson. Stop singing there. Oh my word, that's funny. Huh. Ed, that's interesting. Ed says, bought a 4K player. It plays my CDs with it and used digital coaxial connection to receiver. Plays my SA CDs. Beautiful. Very nice to know. I didn't I guess you could. I never thought of it that way. That'd be a good way to do it. Huh. All right. I'm going to go probably another 5 minutes. We're almost coming up on a minute 20 or an hour 20. So I've enjoyed this. I love interacting with all you guys and love seeing your comments. These are really enjoyable for me. Um, but yeah, so that's pretty much the extent of, I always like to have you guys kind of direct these and, ask the questions and, bring up the topics. Yeah. So when I do these, I usually don't have an agenda, don't have any topic. Oh, Ed says need to make sure the player has an SACD. Yeah, I never did. Surprisingly, I never did get the MoFi Blue Hawaii on CD. I got the vinyl. I think I pre-ordered it because most of you know, I'm a Blue Hawaii. That's my favorite movie, my favorite soundtrack. Um, it's Ed's too. It's his favorite, along with I think his second favorite album is Having Fun with Elvis on Stage. But I love Blue Hawaii. I think it sounds really really nice on the uh, on the vinyl. Surprised that what didn't go for a lot higher. It says let's talk politics and then religion. Um, Ed, I've been wondering, and I don't know if I missed it. I apologize. I usually get the alert for every one of your videos. Um, what was the outcome of the MoFi for the from Elvis in Memphis? Did you ever get satisfaction on that one? Did you ever get? I know you had to send it back twice. Did you ever get or did they give you a refund? Did you keep the records? Whatever happened with that? I'll have to watch. Yeah, Paul. I think the scenery and Blue Hawaii looks jaw dropping in 4K on this TV. It's just the colors because they shot it in Panavision. Um, so kind of satisfied. And I'll probably talk to you later because I'm curious how it all ended. Mouse says 3 cheers for Trump. U.S. needs him now. You too, Graham. It's always good to have you here. Yeah, I know you're way ahead of me. Thank you for joining in, buddy. I appreciate it. Always good. Always enjoy reading your comments. Ed says third time was almost a charm. Wow, they sent you a third copy. Well, it's funny. I actually had liked a copy. It was actually fairly well priced because now on eBay it's gone for like 150, 175, as we call stupid money. And I found somebody, and I still have it in my watch list on eBay. It was 114, and then they raised it to 124. But they sent me an offer. I want to say for 105, 110. And I ended up passing. I'm not going to get it. I've just heard too many things. I saw a review from a channel that it was on my. I'm not subscribed to the person. The guy did a video. He just does overall vinyl stuff, and he previewed the from Elvis in Memphis. It was from a few months ago, and I watched it. I think he's over in the UK, and I watched it, and sure enough, he talked about, and he showed a picture of it, the warping on one of the two discs, and you saw like just the wave, and he's like, from what I'm hearing, it seems to be a common problem. I've heard complaints from other people, and the quality control sucks. Ed. So basically, you took the one good album from one, the other good album from the other, and made it just a set and gave the other ones away. All right, Mal. Have a good one, buddy. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for me too. I got a few things to do before I have to leave to go get my girls, pick them up from school. That's coming up, so I'll do that. But I really appreciate all of you joining in. It's always fun. I enjoy doing these, as I've said, and appreciate all of your support. So, one last question. Anthony says, have you guys seen, it appears FTD is going to release the February 72 concert with a book? Yeah, that supposedly is coming. Yamila says, may I ask how much you paid for it? For the 45 from the collection of Don Robertson. I want to say it was $25 and like $4 to ship it, so it was like 29 total. But yeah, I think that's what I paid for it, 29 if I'm not mistaken. And if you go on eBay and you type in Elvis Presley 45 Don there's always me. It should come up, but last Joey said an hour ago there was 4 left. There was 60 available for sale. It's from Don Robertson's private collection. I think it was like an estate thing. Somebody from the family posted on Facebook. They were brand new, stored away, never had been removed from the sleeves. And I think mine came today, but I opened the wrong package. So I'll check it out. I'll put it on the turntable, see how it sounds. But yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.